Welcome back to the Rodecast, guys. Hope you're doing well out there. I'm your host, Rod, as always. And in this video, we're going to be looking at what is most likely the best immigration news that I have heard, and I think you guys will agree. And that is because over 450 illegals were arrested in a raid that was done by multiple federal agencies, including ICE, Homeland Security, FBI, and many others. And most likely, criminal charges will be coming out for the business owners soon as well, given the sheer number of illegals that were employed here. And instead of the regular types of illegals that we look at on this channel, which would be a bunch of tacos and tamales, in this case, we have a bunch of chopsticks and dumplings instead. And I think you'll see what I mean when we look at the video here. But this was literally the best news that I heard all month, actually.
Our top story tonight, a major federal operation unfolded this morning at the Bryan County mega site in Alabama.
Workers tell WSAV that hundreds of law enforcement vehicles poured into the Hyundai meta plant, with some employees led away in handcuffs. And WSAV Sarah Smith is live outside to tell us what we know so far.
We're unsure exactly how many people were arrested here at the Bryan County mega site, but we did confirm with an HSA special agent that this is a massive operation, and we got a glimpse at what happened during that raid from photos and videos sent to us by workers inside.
So this was in Georgia, by the way. I forgot to mention at the top. This is a Georgia local station who did a pretty good report on this.
We're Homeland Security. We have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
A woman who says,
so from all of the pictures and videos I've seen, it's wall-to-wall Asians, like literally a Chinese invasion, Chinese and Koreans. That's all I've seen here. So it's different from California. I didn't know there were so many Asians in Georgia. Then again, I've never been to Georgia, so it makes sense that I wouldn't know that. But apparently there's been a Chinese invasion there, because literally like every single worker, I didn't see a single person who wasn't an Asian arrested here. Okay. There could have been, I didn't see all the 400 plus 450 people that were arrested. And here are the numbers, by the way. So in total, this plant employed over 1,200 people. Out of that 1,200, 450 were known unlawful aliens. Most likely more were arrested. This reporting was done right after the operation, so the numbers may not be exactly accurate. Most likely it'll be more than 450. Okay, that's what usually happens. More people are arrested as the investigation continues, but it looks like this was a multi-agency, multi-month, probably multi-year investigation into this particular mega site, this construction site, and that's why so many people were apprehended. Okay, likely they got a tip from the inside about hiring practices, and that means that federal charges will be coming down the pike for the owners here, because this many unlawful illegal invaders don't get hired without somebody in top management and the corporate structure knowing what's going on. It's just not possible. Okay, middle managers can't handle this much. Like, they can get a few illegals in here and there, but there has to be conspiracy with upper management to get this many people, this many illegal aliens hired at a company like this.
We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
a woman who says she works at Hyundai tells me she saw people being detained, some crying and screaming, others quiet and scared.
We are actively conducting an investigation.
Don't expect me to feel sorry for these people. I don't care how much they cry. They broke into our country and they don't belong here. Now they're getting shipped back. Now, the people act like we're killing these people or putting them in gas chambers. They're just going back to their countries. That's all that's happening. Okay. And there are plenty of job opportunities in China. Not that I care. Okay. It's not my business. I don't care. The point is they're not supposed to be here. They're invaders and we're shipping them back out the same way that they came in. And that's the bottom line. I don't care how much they cry. That's your problem. After you break into my house, you don't get to cry about it when we drag you out.
We are actively conducting an investigation into unlawful employment practices going on at this massive multi-hundred acre construction site behind me.
Photos and videos from inside quickly surfacing online. What looked like hundreds of undercover law enforcement vehicles and Humvees flooded Kia Drive, the main entrance to the mega site.
Homeland Security Investigations agents, along with ICE ERO, the FBI, DEA, ATF, CBP, U.S. Marshals, and Georgia State Patrol conducted a judicially authorized enforcement operation.
Georgia State Patrol controlling who enters and
So the fact that they went to a judge and got search warrants and most likely arrest warrants as well, depending on who was arrested. If any of the managers were arrested, American citizens were arrested, they would need warrants for that. But anyways, the judicial warrant is another clue that there will be more criminal charges, federal charges coming down the pike for the owners. That's the reason I said that. Okay, because this was not just ICE alone doing an investigation like at a Home Depot or something. This is a massive operation with multiple agencies. So this goes way beyond just arresting a couple of illegals. And it's just not a couple, it's 450. Okay. But nevertheless, like I said, federal charges likely coming for the people in charge of this place who are responsible for hiring these people.
And exits the site, a helicopter also circling the area. We're told those who were cleared to leave were given this paper and told not to return to work for the day. We did see what looked like 3 workers crossing Highway 280 and being picked up from the site. We also saw buses pulling out of Kia Drive. Officials confirming detainees were on board.
We are continuing the operation. Arrests are being made, and we will be providing additional details on the outcome of today's operation tomorrow morning.
A spokesperson with HLGA Battery Company tells me they're cooperating fully with authorities, and HSI also tells me that any other details on this operation are sealed under indictment. But you did just hear that special agent say they'll be having a press conference tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. WSAV will be there. For now, reporting live in Bryan County, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
As I said, there's also an indictment as well, but we don't know what the indictment is for. It just said indictment, but that could be for many different groups or individuals. Okay. An indictment could be directed at one person or a group of people, depends on who they're going after. So like I said, there will be federal charges, obviously, but we don't know against who. It could be one person. It could be like lower level manager. So I don't know. That's why I said most likely it'll go up to the highest level, like whoever the CEO is and whoever is in charge of hiring overall, that's most likely the person that's going to get in trouble. Okay. Or people, not just person. The contractor, the main contractor that was running the site, they're the ones who are going to be getting in trouble. Okay. And then obviously the subcontractors, if they have evidence that they knowingly hired illegals, they will also get in trouble. This is not just a small case. This is a very complicated case involving many different people. So it takes time to build these cases. So that's why we have to have patience and let the federal authorities do their job. And not get overexcited or complain too much, because this is very hard work to build a proper case where you can get convictions and put people in prison. So we got to give them time to do the job that they need to do. But anyways, this is amazing. Okay. Aside from the criminal side, the ICE side is what I'm excited about. Okay. You got 450 illegals getting the hell out of the country. They will be deported. The criminal charges are separate from the immigration arrest, obviously, because the illegals, they're going to be deported out of here. Most of these people get at least one hearing where they can go in front of an immigration judge. After that, they're gone. Okay. So that's what's going to be happening next. Most of these people will be deported within a couple of months. Most of the time, most of them choose to self-deport anyways, because there's no point in going through appeals, which they can also do. There's no point. In the end of the day, you're going to be deported anyway. So why stay in ICE detention for months when you can just sign a paper and get the hell back to your country? And most of these people look like they're from China. They're going to be going back. They're not going to be going through months and months of due process, which they're going to get. If they want to, they can get that. But there's no point, because at the end of the day, the immigration appeals courts are just going to deny your case, and then you're going to be shipped back to wherever you came from. That's usually how these things work. If you broke in illegally, if you're an economic migrant, then you're going to be deported. That's how it works. 99% of the time, they're gone. So there's no point in going through complex litigation when you're going to lose, guaranteed to lose in the end anyways. And that's all I got to say for this video. Amazing news. Once again, federal authorities, ICE, HSI, Homeland Security doing great work, FBI, everybody doing excellent work, protecting America. And I couldn't be happier. That's all I got to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.